Hello, my name is Hayek Mutfi, and the following class is designed for anybody that has issues going up and down a chair, especially for my seniors. The class will be focused on the lower part of the body, especially on your abductors and your glutes. There will be a section focused on your toes and ankles. This class can be held at home, in recreational centers, or nursing home. I hope you enjoy it. So for this class, you will need a chair. I don't have a chair handy, so I'm using this bench. Then you will need a stick. You can use a broomstick that you have at home. My stick is actually a weighted stick, but you don't need weights for this class. It's just for balance assistance. Then you will need some Therabands. I have two, but you only need one. This is a medium one, which is a little bit more intense, and then you have this color, which indicate extra light. So feel free to play around with whatever you have. Extra light will be just fine. Then you will need a yoga strap or a belt. This is for the stretching portion of the class. All right, so you can leave those down if you're on a chair. I have a pretty big bench, so I can leave them close to me. And you're gonna take a seat, and I'm gonna sit facing away from the camera so you can see the movement that's coming next. And you wanna sit closer to the front of your chair, and you wanna place the broomstick about an arm length distance away from you. And your feet are a little bit more away from underneath your knees here. And you're going to take a deep breath in here and try to relax your neck. You can shake your head from side to side, releasing any tension that you may have here. Then you're going to take another inhale, and when you exhale, you're going to gently pull the abs in. And inhale, you releasing. And you can place one hand on the belly here if you need a little bit more feedback. Taking deep breath in, lifting the heart, let the belly expand. And then exhale, let the abs hug your spine. One more breath here. And then exhale, pull the abs in. Adding on. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to hinge forward at the hips. Naturally, the elbows are going to bend. Your head may touch the stick or it may not, it's fine. And then gently coming back to center. Again, breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Gently hinge forward at the hip joints. And coming back center. Two more times. Hinging at the hips. And then coming back center. Last time, hinging forward at the hip, long spine. Think as if there's a broomstick behind your spine, so you want one long line. Tailbone is lengthening away from the crown of your head. And gently recover. This time you're going to move your feet a little bit more further away from your stick. And we're going to try to come to a sitting position. All right, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale at the mouth, hinge forward at the hips. Then think about sending the tailbone up towards the ceiling to come halfway up. We're not going to come to a fully standing position. You're holding the position here. Press the stick down on the floor so you're engaging your upper back muscles here. And we're just going to hold the position here. If you're up for it, you're going to drop down just an inch here and feel the engagement in your glutes. Press the heels down on the floor and just hold here. Deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. I'm going to hold for 3 more breaths. Breathe in and out. Again, inhaling. And exhaling, pull those abs in. Again, one more. And then exhale. This time you're gonna come all the way to standing position. You can press the dowel down and come up. How are we doing? All right. Now we're going to come back to sitting to the front of the chair. You can let the stick down and keep it close by. We will use it once we come to standing position. And this is just a moment of relaxation here. So if you have any ankle issues or feet issues, this is your time to take care of that. So if this is comfortable for you to bring the right foot over to the left knee, please do so. You can slide the foot forward to give more space for your hips. And then gently just massage the ankle. Massaging around the bone, wherever there's any tension. And then you're going to wrap your fingers of the opposite hand right in between the toes. It may not feel comfortable here, but you want those toes to spread nice and wide. And just do some rotation here with your ankles. 5 in one direction, and 5 in the other direction. This is just to prepare our feet for what's coming next. Then you're just going to do the same thing with the other foot. So you bring the other foot over, and you're going to slide your fingers in between the toes. And if it feels a little bit more intense, you can just stay here and breathe for a moment just to get your toes accustomed to the position. And start drawing circles with your ankles. And circles in the other direction. All right. Then we're going to start also by doing some toe stretching. So there's a fancy equipment in a Pilates world, but the Theraband will work just fine. I'm using the heavy one, but feel free to do it with the light one. So what I'm doing is that I'm just wrapping the Theraband around. So I'm creating a loop, and I can place it in between my big toes. Then you're going to heel toe your feet wide so they can separate and there's tension in your loop. So keep the heels grounded and take a moment to lift your toes off the ground, and you're going to feel the activation of your arches and release the toes down. Again, lifting the toes up and then releasing them down. And this is a great exercise if you have a bunion. I do have one, so it will work well to stretch out that toe, to put it more back in alignment. And do this a few more times here, lifting, breathing, and releasing. Again, lifting the toes and releasing. Very nice. Now you're going to lift the right heel off the floor and bring it down. Lift the left heel and then lower. Right heel, lower. Left heel, lower. One more time. Right lifts and left lifts. Now you're going to lift the right toes off the floor, flexing the foot, and place it down. Then left foot lifts and down. Think about spreading those toes, and you can do the movement with your hands as well, so you can work on our fingers at the same time. Lifting and lower, and lifting and lower, and lift and lower, lift and lower. Now we're going to combine the two exercises. You're going to lift the right heel, place it down, lift the toes, place it down. Left heel, place it down, toes and down, and lift the heel, down, toes, down, the other side, lift, down. And feel free to play with this exercise by doing 2 feet at once, lifting, lifting, and the heels, and the toes, and the heels, and the toes. And you can also alternate. So you're lifting one heel and lifting one toes and releasing down, and lifting and releasing. Again, if you can use your hands, it will help you to go through the sequence. If this is too much, you can just do a single the same thing with both feet or the single foot and alternate. All right, we're gonna do that a couple more times with the alternate the feet here, lifting heels and toes in opposition. Really nice. And gently you're gonna heel toe your feet back center and remove the Therabands. You can take your time again to massage your heels if this was a lot. And I felt it more onto my left side because I have tendonitis, so I'm going to give myself a little bit more love on that side. All right. Do the same thing with the other foot. Nice. And then gently, we're going to come to a standing position. If you have the stick, you can grab it back in to do so. If you have the chair, you want to use the back of the chair as a bar for assistance. I don't have a chair, so I'm going to use the wall. And if you don't have a chair either, you can use the wall that's close to you. And we are going to use our loop. So I'm going to do the heavy one, but like I said, you can use the lighter one. And I'm going to stand profile so you can see what's going on. So you're going to place the loop down and place your feet inside the loop, and you want the loop to be right above the ankle bones. So this is the hard position here. If you feel that it's too hard, you will place the loop above the knees. That will help. It will be less intense. All right. So feel free to join me back with the loop in between your legs at the bottom. And you're gonna grab your stick on one side and have the wall on the other side. Well, right now I don't have anything, but picture that I have something here. I'm just gonna stand actually facing the camera because we're gonna send the leg forward. So I'm holding my stick up with my right hand, and I'm going to shift my weight onto the left hip here. Lengthening the left hip long, pulling the abs in. And I'm going to send that right leg in front of you, and then extension on the loop here. And then I'm gently tapping the heel down, and then bring it back up. And tapping the heel down, and bringing it back up. And down, and up. And feel free to lift the toes off the ground, so you're lifting those arching, you're activating the arches here, and the ankle is going back into alignment. 3 more. 1, we're going to hold it, then we're going to do a breath here. So you're going to inhale for 2, exhale for 2. In. And hold, and then rest. Still working on the same leg, but this time, if you have the chair is here, so you don't have to move everything around. But I'm gonna stand profile this time, so you can see the leg is gonna go out to the side. And you don't want to shift the hips. Jay, let me stay here for a second. So you don't want to shift your hips here. You want to, otherwise you're gonna go out of alignment. We're working here on the outer edges of the hips. So same thing, you're going to shift the weight onto that left hip, and then you're going to lift the right leg up and then tap it down. Lift and tap it down, and lift, tap, lift, tap. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Hold. And again, on pulses with the breath. In, out. Last time. Hold. Gently release. Now I'm just going to stand profile, but you don't have to. Now you've seen that the broom has changed hands. It's just for my balance. And this time you're going to lift the back heel, so all the weight is onto that standing leg. And you're going to gently fold out the hips And as you're folding, the knee forward is going to soften too. And hand on the hips if you don't have anything else for balance, otherwise you have the side of the chair to help you. Then you're going to lift the back leg into a hover and release it down. And lift and release. Again, if you can lift the toes here, so you're engaging the arches of the feet, fabulous. Lift and lower. Last 3, 2, 1. Hold and up, breaths and pauses for 2. Gently release. Really nice. We must feel it now, but mostly on the standing legs. So you're going to do gently a doggy walk here, shifting the hips from side to side to release any tension. And then we're going to go on to the other side. So just facing the front, you don't have to shift with me. I'm going to shift the weight onto my right hip, lengthening the hip nice and long, lifting the guts all the way in, sending the opposite leg forward, and then tap it down. Lift it forward, tap it down. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Last 2, last 1, hold. And our breath and pulses. And you can smile, hold it releases the tension, and gently release. Now we're going to move that leg out to the side. So again, keeping the weight onto that hip, lengthening the other leg out, and tap it down and lift, and tap it down and lift, tap it down, lift, tap it down, lift, tap, lift, tap. 3, 2, 1, hold, and our pulses for 2. Lift the toes here, engage the arch, and hold. And relax. Ooh, we did it. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. We still have 1 more to go. The leg goes back this time. So your legs are split. And you're shifting the weight to the front leg, keep lifting the back here. And you're going to fold at the hips gently forward. And you will just bring your chest back over to the hips. And same thing, I'm just going to do it here just for balance because I keep shifting the gaze forward and back and I don't want to lose my balance. So you're lifting the back leg off the floor, then lower down and you lift and lower down and you lift, lift, lift. How are we doing? Lift, lift, lift and hold, and our pulses. Hold and gently recover. Wonderful. Just work it out, and work it out. Really nice. All right, we can let the loop go. We are done with this portion. We're going to do a little bit more standing work now. And again, I'm just going to stand profile so you can see what's going on. So my right leg is going to stay forward. And I'm going to split my leg. You want to be about 3 inches wide. So both feet are down. My weight is centered in between both feet. And think about squaring off your hips. So send that right hip back a little bit more, lengthening the left hip up. Then gently, you're going to bend the front knee, folding at the hips. So you're keeping that front leg bent for the rest of the exercise. And here again, you can lift the toes, making sure the arches are lifted. From here, you're going to fold the left hip in. Naturally, the knee is going to bend, and then you're going to stretch it long. Folding at the hip here, let the knee soften, and then stretch it back long. Again, folding at the hip, and then lengthening. I'm going to just use it down over here so I can use this hand to give me more feedback. So you want to fold at the hip and lengthen, and you have the chair here, right? And then at a given point you have that chair for your balance. And then lengthening and folding, lengthening. Now fold, keep the fold, and you're going to go down, just 3/4 down, and come gently back to your beginning position. And then again, you're going down gently, press the down, and come back up. And then go down gently, and come back up. And down gently, come back up. And down gently, hold. If you can, you're gonna touch the knee down, but you don't have to. Just hold it there and breathe. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Again, big inhale. And exhale. You can smile. One more breath. And then gently, as you exhale, recover all the way back up. Whew, really nice. That was hard. Just take a second, walk in place, shake it all out. Or jockey walk as well, releasing the tension in the hips. And we are moving on to the other side. So you're going to split the legs again. And okay, let me move on to the other side so we can see what's happening. So my weight is centered. I'm pulling the front hip back, lifting the side hip up. Then I'm going to gently fold at the hip and bend the softening the front knee here. Then I'm going to fold at the other standing leg, and then unfold, opening the hip, folding at the hip, and then reopening it. Folding at the hip, naturally the back knee soften, and then release, and folding, and release, and it's a little bit wobbly on the side due to my ankle, and release. One more, folding at the hip, staying here now, and we're going to go 2/3 down and recovering, and 2/3 down and recovering, 2/3 down, recovering, and keep breathing. And then we're going to go down, down, down more. If you're touching the ground, that's great. If not, it's fine. Just hold it there and breathe. Two more breaths. One more breath. And gently recover. Really nice. Again, you're gonna walk it out, shake it out, and duck it back. All right, well-deserved stretch now. So you can leave your props down, and you're gonna grab your yoga strap. So I'm gonna stand again profile so you can see what's going on. You're sitting comfortably towards the back of the mat, of your chair, so that your back is against the chair. Then you're gonna place your belt. It could be also a belt, right? Right underneath your toes, on the balls of the feet. And you're gonna gently carry the leg up. And if it feels like a little bit too much, you can just step away from the chair. But this time you're just gonna have to carry the weight of the leg with your arms a little bit more. And you wanna flex your feet and think about drawing, so not hinging back but towards spine, and drawing that sit bone down on the chair and breathing. So gently pulling and trying not to lock the knee. You can keep a soft bend and breathe. Going taller here. Keep flexing the foot, reaching the heel away from you, and then gently release the leg down. Switching on to the other foot, relaxing the other foot down, lifting the leg, lengthening the heel away from you, dropping that sit bone down on the chair and breathing. Flexing the foot, don't lock the knee. And if your hands feels uncomfortable, you can do one loop around. If you have arthritis hands, you can just hold the strap like that. All right, one more breath.